I refused to invite my mom to my wedding and back to my wife. My mom is a hero mom. She is considered to be a fighter and she is a role model. And she is all that, so I know that I will not get the support here just like in my life, but I just want to vent. I'm the oldest of 5. Mom had me when she was really young. At the age of 17 to 18 with a boyfriend. They got married and then divorced when I was 6. She remarried weeks later to my stepdad and we moved in with him. I still lived with my dad on weekends until he got a job in a new country. My mom had all my half-siblings within 4 years. And after every child born she was crueler and crueler. After the last baby, she and stepdad got divorced. Things started to go crazy when she separated from my stepdad. She beat and starved us on a regular basis. My half-siblings could at least stay with their dad sometimes, but I had to stay with her instead. Worst of all, at night she stood in my doorway in the darkness and all I saw was her silhouette holding a knife. She didn't say or do anything, just stood there watching. I was terrified and hid under my cover, never daring to look until morning. When I was 12 I got a bit taller and gained weight because someone, me, finally started cooking around the house. And one day when she stood there with the knife I walked to her, grabbed her hand very hard and turned on the lights. I started yelling at her, "What do you want?" She started screaming and crying and I hit her hard and she stumbled backwards. I kicked her and stamped on her hand until she dropped the knife. She never tried to scare me again. I called my dad and told him everything. Within 2 weeks all the children were taken from her. My 2 brothers 6,5 at the time are the only ones who witnessed this and still remember that night. She was diagnosed with postpartum depression soon after and everyone felt so sorry for her because of the toll it took on her going without treatment. She started her treatment and she turned her life around and she could regain custody of my half-siblings. I was old enough now to refuse living with her. Also, she started med school and she's now a doctor. She does a lot of charity work with postpartum women and tries to raise awareness. She is a hero. I never really took up contact with her. Eventually my siblings started reaching out to me when they got older and I have a pretty close relationship with them. I'm getting married this June to the love of my life and the mother of my child. I didn't want to invite my mom and this has started a friction in my relationship with the rest of my family. They don't understand how I could be so cruel. I know now that my mom was sick and she's treated. She is a different person now. This led to the discussion that I haven't let her in my son's life. And that is cruel too. When my fiancée asked me and I finally told her, she subconsciously hugged our son to her chest and told me that she didn't want mom to be in our lives. She is the only person on my side.